5-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham talked to our very own Big Elmo. We got a clip of that conversation, and we're going to tell you guys how you can watch the entire thing. Another big-time recruit is 4-star Chuck McDonald. He's got Alabama in his top 4, but when's he coming to Tuscaloosa? And does Alabama really have a chance? Would a guy from California really come to Alabama to play football? Well, if he wants to play with some of his former teammates, he will. Alabama going after a wide receiver commit of Florida and more right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this thing started. And guys, thank you for being part of the channel. We just hit 5,500 subs, and you guys made this thing happen. Let's get this party started. Roll Tide, everybody. Here's your invitation. All right, Roll Tide, everybody. There he is, big, sexy Elmo. And I'm Mick Gillispie, and great to have all of you guys here. And if Brett unmutes his microphone, we can hear from him. But before he does that, let me just tell you guys that he's at Brett Elmore Show. I'm at Broadcaster Mick. We hit another milestone on the channel, and I want to tell you how appreciative I am that you guys have been a part of what we're doing here. 5,500. I can't even believe it. I mean, this channel started during football season, and we're at 5,500 subscribers. Every one of you guys means a lot. We really appreciate you being part of this. When I started, I didn't know what was going to happen, if anyone was going to show up and hang with us. But the party's getting bigger and better, and we can't thank you guys enough for that. So Roll Tide, everybody. All right, there. That includes you.
Hey, no, I wanted to invite everybody. Look, forget what Mick said. He's a nice guy. Look at me. Look me straight in the eyes. I appreciate what you have done to make this channel successful. Invite your friends. Invite your neighbors. Invite your enemies. Invite your wife. Invite your girlfriend to subscribe to this channel. Both of them.
You can invite. Yeah, right. You can invite your wife and your girlfriend.
Exactly.
We don't care. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's get straight into this, Brett. You had a chance to talk with Caleb Cunningham, 5-star wide receiver out of Mississippi. Tell us a little bit about him, and then I'm going to play a clip of your interview.
Well, of course, he visited Alabama about a month ago. This past weekend was a month. So he's had time to really reflect on that visit, had a chance to talk to him, and good kid and a good conversation. What was your initial reaction when you heard Coach Saban was retiring?
Well, it really shocked me. And then, football, it ain't going to really be the same without him because, he a legend. Like, for real, like, it just like, Alabama football, it ain't like how it used to be. And I was really shocked when I heard that he had retired. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's, a shock to all the Alabama fans, I guess. But now the new era of Bama football is here, and Coach DeBoer, talk about your relationship in meeting with Coach DeBoer and Coach Shepard that coaches the receivers.
I'm a top priority for all of them. They want me bad. And then, like, Coach DeBoer, he's a great coach. He's going to get the ball to his playmakers. And then Coach Shep, yeah, that's my guy right there. We got a good relationship. He always smiles when he see me and talk to me.
Right.
He always have a big old smile. He always tell me we need you, we gotta have you, and we love you and stuff like that. So, he's a great coach. He have a lot of energy.
All right, there you go. You guys were driving along in the car, and there he is, one of the best wide receivers in the country, and you guys were hanging out. Did you play any music with him?
No, didn't play any music with him. I asked him a little bit about the food there in Tuscaloosa. What was his favorite? Some other very hard-hitting questions. And, of course, you could watch that full interview coming up.
So as far as Cunningham's concerns are with, as far as where he's going to college, what do you got on him?
I don't know. He seems to be I don't think he's made up of his mind yet. A lot of folks think he's just going to go up the road to Mississippi State, but I think that's far from the truth. In talking with him, he's a pretty down to earth kid. He talks about sometimes this being overwhelming. He does get a lot of publicity, and obviously being a 5-star out of a town, Mick, that is 1,500 plus. Think about that. I mean, you're the big man in town.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think he has a feel for anything yet, and I think he's just a kid that. And I say a kid, I mean, he just got done with a water balloon fight with his girlfriend before the interview. He's still having fun, and he still has a year of high school football to play. So he'll make his decision in time. But I do think Alabama is hot on his trail.
Yeah, no doubt. Right now, I guess the overwhelming favorite would be Mississippi State, with Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn, and some other schools in the mix. But a lot can change between now and then, and you guys check out the interview with him. He kind of gives you some insight on different things as far as his recruitment is concerned, and what that means. And look, we're going to bring more of those kind of guys to the table. We want to hear from guys like Cottingham. I think I saw the interview, and I'll tell you the thing that I got from him is that he's a really good kid. Just seems like a nice guy and someone that's just really motivated to play some football. I got this gut feeling that he's going to end up in Tuscaloosa.
I hope so. But you can hear the full interview and kind of draw your own conclusions. But I think it's pretty much wide open at this point.
Yeah, long way to go. How about this? Chuck McDonald down to his Final Four. And this Final Four includes Georgia, Oregon, USC, and the University of Alabama.
Well, either he's going to be staying on the West Coast, or he's coming south. It's just 50-50 on both sides of the spectrum. Of course, he took an unofficial visit to Tuscaloosa last year. Another one of these kids from Mater Dei. I mean, we talk about Mater Dei High School all the time, but, they have so much tradition there and such a powerful program. And in California, it's a good pipeline to have. I mean, this kid was a high school teammate of Zabian Brown. But this past season, he recorded 34 tackles for Mater Dei. And the staff, the coaching staff, and Alabama has been after him since 2023. So he'll likely schedule an official visit coming up soon, and we'll see how it goes. But he's pretty much a consensus 4-star and pretty good athlete at 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Yeah, don't forget Abdul Sanders committed, went there as well. Yeah. And Damani Jackson, who's on the team right now, just transferred in from USC, also from that same school. So I look at the other teams in the mix, and they don't have the teammates of that school that this guy does. I mean, I don't understand where this connection comes from, but it's there, and it's a solid lead for Alabama to win his commitment over, and they could use another cornerback.
Yeah, it's a great pipeline to have, and you're right. That's one thing that we have is all those former players that he knows. I mean, and I say it time and time again, these players talk to one another often, and that's a big recruiting tool. Is the players already on the team? You know what I'm saying? When you think recruiting, you think about all the coaches and what they do. But I'm telling you, man, these guys on the team, they can recruit better probably than anyone else.
Yeah, right. Because they're going to want to play with someone that they know they want to win. Yeah. And that they want people around them that they feel comfortable with. Yeah.
And they want to know from another player that's their age, hey, what's the deal, with this, and they'll get a straight up answer. And so that's always good.
Yep. Another guy to keep an eye on. Alabama reoffers Florida commitment Josiah Abdullah. Now, reoffer is something that you're going to hear for a little while. He had an offer from Nick Saban's staff all of those guys, except a couple dudes, right? At least on the main coaching staff, but the guys on the field staff are pretty much gone, right? So when Coach Shep comes out and says, "Hey, here's your commitment," or Coach DeBoer, then for a wide receiver, that's a pretty good sign. And it's not like this guy's a 4 or 5 star. He's a 4-star and 1, and mostly a 3-star, but a Florida commit. And the guys at Alabama really like him. And even though he's committed to Florida, if he comes to Tuscaloosa, and that could happen, it really makes it wide open to me.
Yeah, his junior season, I mean, the numbers aren't overwhelming. 52 receptions for 786 yards. He had 10 touchdowns, though. Longest was 74. He averages about 15 yards a catch. But, he's a 3-star. Some, like Mick said, some have him as a floor. But he still has his junior year. And I'm telling you, the jump from his sophomore to junior year was huge. His junior to senior year will probably be even bigger. So it's good to get on these guys early, and they see something in him, or else they wouldn't re-offer him. And you're right about Coach Shep and Coach DeBoer. There's those wide receiver guys, so they know.
Yeah, Rivals has him as a 4-star. ESPN on 3, 24/7, a 3-star. But what's really cool is that Ryan Williams, who's another receiver, reached out to him, and you mentioned it just a second ago, guys that are on the team helping recruit. Yeah. That happened. He got offered by Coach Saban, so he's really been offered twice. But what Alabama really likes about this 5'10", 170, 75-pound wide receiver is his speed and what he's able to do in space. And so I think that's when they look at him, they're going, hey, you know what? This is another weapon that would fit this offensive system, which is going to move fast, which is going to rely on wide receivers to move the football. And to me, it shows Alabama's aggressiveness. It doesn't matter, like Micah DuBose we talked about last week, was a Georgia commit. Now everybody thinks he's going to LSU, but that Viger offensive lineman is still getting knocks every day on the door from Alabama, calls, they're letting them know that they want him to stay in his home state and be part of this program. They're relentless.
Like a pack of wolves. They're just right after him, No, that's the way you do it, man. You just have to stay after him, and that's what they're doing.
So there we go. That's a look at recruiting, Brett. And now as we roll into a new week, I think people are all very curious about what's going on in the world today. People love that.
Well, Mick, today, of course, we're coming off of Mother's Day. We hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. It was beautiful weather where I was.
Did you have a good Mother's Day?
I did. Yeah. My mother had a good day, so that makes my day a good day. 10-4. Today's May 13th. One of the best artists in the world. His birthday today is 74. Mr. Stevie Wonder.
I love Stevie Wonder, man. I mean, like
God,
when I was a kid, I used to listen to baseball games at night, like the Orioles from my hometown.
Yeah.
And I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up, and it was like, kind of like that type of music. It was just like a lot of R&B. Yeah. And Stevie Wonder would come on, and like every song he would sing, and I love the Temptations and the Four Tops and the Spinners. I mean, all that Motown stuff. And then he would come on and it'd be like, isn't she lovely? And I like, sing along, he really is one of the great artists of his generation. And, and honestly, happy birthday. How old is he now?
74.
Man, 74. That's crazy.
I was down in your neck of the woods at Hangout Festival. I forgot what year it was, but I saw him one night and Tom Petty the next night.
Whoa.
On the beach at the Hangout. And I don't know how many. I think they estimated there's about 40,000 people on the beach that night.
That's a big concert.
Stevie Wonder. And I was in the very front.
Really?
In the photo pit. Yeah.
Nice.
And man, I'll never, ever forget that. And the one thing that I'll always remember about that show is he got up right after a song, and you could see the tears coming down his face. And he said, "I can't see you, but I can feel you."
Wow. That's so
And
cool, man.
because Mick, I'm telling you, I think there's 40,000 there on the beach.
That's incredible.
And the crowd was incredible. He was incredible. And that's just something, it just still sends chills up my spine. I mean, he put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
And so did Tom Petty that year.
Oh, Tom Petty, too. The late, great Tom Petty.
Yeah.
So many great songs with Tom Petty. I mean, Tom Petty, I should have saw Tom Petty at Wrigley Field. Mike Johnson saw him. And I remember him talking about it. I didn't go. And I thought, well, I'll catch him at some other point. You know, now he's passed. Tom Petty has so many amazing songs.
Oh, yeah.
And disappointment for me. One of the big musical disappointments was I didn't get a chance to see Tom Petty. But, you know,
yeah, I
saw both of those guys are great.
Yeah, I saw him a couple times. He was one of my first concerts that my mom and dad took me to at Oak Mountain. And I remember going, what is that smell?
Oh, God, B.O. It had to be.
No, it was
perfume.
Yeah, perfume. That was it. Yeah. I was like, man, I'm going to.
What is that?
Guy.
What is that? But everything seems funny to me now, Mom.
Right? Yeah. Big Elmo's floating.
Hey, I'm starving.
Anybody got a corn dog? Dennis Rodman, 63 today.
The Worm. I love those Bulls teams, man. I love those Bulls teams.
Yeah,
they
me too.
Great. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, the Worm, and people forget that he was part of the Pistons, the Bad Boy Pistons. They were tough to beat too.
Yeah,
and then he kind of came out of his shell, and he was dating all the hot women there for a while. So good for him.
Yeah.
Happy
birthday! Happy birthday, 63. Former baseball manager and former player Bobby Valentine, 74 today.
Well, I mean, everybody remembers him. He was a good manager, but he got thrown out of a game and he put on like a fake mustache. You remember that? And he came back in and got suspended. He was like hanging out in there with like the nose and the mustache. Like, yeah, it didn't work. It was when he was with the Mets. So
yeah. Let's see. Darius Rucker, singer, Hootie of the Blowfish, 58 today.
Well, he's not even with the Blowfish anymore, right? And he's like a country guy. And,
yeah, but Hootie and the Blowfish are back on tour this
they are? Okay. Yeah, I like him a lot. I liked him better with the Blowfish.
Me too.
He did Wagon Wheel, and the shame is that the original was way better, but he blew it out of the water. I mean, he just knows the music business, and like every time I'd hear it, I'd be like, man, when it was Old Crow Medicine Show, I was like, these guys are great,
Yeah.
And then he did it, and it was like, I don't know, it became like the Macarena to me. Like it played so much, and I got tired of hearing it. But I do like him. The Dolphins make me cry too. Well, not those Dolphins, but just regular Dolphins.
Yeah.
He's a Dolphins football fan.
Okay.
That's why he made it. Did you think it was like the Dolphins, like the water Dolphins make him cry?
No, I didn't.
That's like Tua and the boys.
Okay. And finally, the famous harmonica player from Magic Dick. He's 79 today. Magic Dick from the Jay Giles band. You know who I'm talking about? Harmonica player?
No.
Okay.
Well, wait, Jay Giles? The Jay Giles band?
Yeah. Angel in the centerfold. Nah. He
and
plays
his name's Magic Dick?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Like, if that's his name, I mean, we can roll with it. I just didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's the only song I know that they sing.
He's 79 today.
Okay. All right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you're looking for something to celebrate today is National Fruit Cocktail Day.
Okay. I used to like those. You get them in your school lunches, and they would have like one grape in there and like a lot of juice and some cuts up of other stuff and maybe like a cherry. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all. Also, National Apple Pie Day.
I love apple pie. Look, what's more American than apple pie?
There's nothing more American than apple pie. And also today is National Leprechaun Day. And if you miss the Northern Lights and everything, a picture from Mick's palatial estate down in Fairhope. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The lights, and then the leprechaun of Mobile.
Well, what we did too is to be able to get a picture of the Northern Lights this good, you have to turn off. You couldn't see it with the naked eye, right? You had to like turn off. You had to put your phone up there and do all these tricks, and put it back up again, Breckle. Let me add it up there. And when we did it, we were not too far from Crichton, and we did that, and we were like, oh man, look, there's the Crichton leprechaun, like in the Northern Lights, which doesn't surprise me. If you see the leprechaun, say yeah.
Yeah. I love that every year, man.
Me too, man.
I love that every year, man. I can't stand. I love it.
Yeah, celebrating leprechauns everywhere.
Celebrating leprechauns everywhere. And finally, today in 2002, Dionne Warwick, a famous singer who turned into a psychic, by the way. Do you remember this?
Yes.
She was arrested at Miami International Airport this day in 2002 for possession of marijuana after authorities found 11 joints in a lipstick case in the singer's hand luggage.
Yeah, and now like it's legal everywhere pretty much.
Right. But if she was
they're decriminalizing it and everything, but back then it was such a big deal,
Yeah,
let's get Willie Nelson. Where's Jerry Garcia? Anybody, Snoop Dogg, anybody that smoked weed, you went and got him. I don't smoke weed, but I don't care what other people do as long as it don't bother me, right?
Yeah, right. Dionne Warwick, though,
who would have thought?
Joints. And also, if she was such a good psychic, she should have seen this coming.
Yeah, she could have known that it was going to happen. She actually had a feeling that it was going to happen, but she thought she was high.
Yeah, she thought she was high. She was.
Then she got high. Then she got high.
And then she got high. And then she got high.
All right, Brett, tell everybody about the Brett Elmore morning show, WJLX in Jasper, Walker County, people.
Oh, yeah, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Join me in the mornings. You can stream it online, WJLX1015.com. All the major streaming apps will see you there.
All right. Check Brett out. And don't forget that we are also proudly presented by Pearl River Resort. You got Boys to Men, Big and Rich, coming in to the casino, part of the big concert series they are having, celebrating 30 years of excellence at Golden Moon Casino and the Silver Star Pearl River Resort. Check it out for yourself. But they got Dancing Rabbit, which is the Augusta you can play, table games and slots. You got the Timeout Sports Lounge and Sportsbook, which is just so much fun. I mean, you go in there, they got all the TVs. It's a bar set up. Make your picks, sit back, relax, and have a good time. The spa and just water park, all of that stuff going right now. And then you can find out more information at pearlriverresort.com. All right, for Big Sexy. Nice job with the interview, by the way. And guys, check out the interview with Mr. Cunningham, the 5-star, and tell us what you think. Check that out. It's about to drop, and this show is over. But again, roll tide, everybody. Have a great Monday.